So you definitely want to join us in the chat. Get your pen and paper ready to take notes. You can ask us questions. That is the advantage of being here with us live. So if you have any questions related to business, networking, we'll be talking about all the wonderful things that he has going on, as well as the Power Networking Conference that's coming up here in the DC area in July. So definitely hang tight for that. We're not going to do a whole bunch of intros like we used to because it's going to be such a wonderful show. We want to make sure that he has plenty of time to drop all his knowledge because, we don't want to, we could keep you here all night, but we're not going to do that. So with that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to make sure that you get notifications when we're on live. We know that you're busy. We know that entrepreneurs are always hustling and grinding. And sometimes you just lose track of time. You forget about things. So if you go ahead and subscribe, you will get a notification when we're on live so you can make sure that you join us. And you also want to take advantage of the resource list that will be posted up in the chat. Again, it's over $10,000 worth of resources for your business, every aspect of your business. We have compiled, everything that we could possibly think of that will help business owners, regardless of what stage you're in your business. So you definitely want to download that, take a look at that. If you haven't looked at it in a while, we do update it. So go ahead and take a look and see, if there's something that meets the needs for your business, whether it's a live event, whether it's a PNC conference coming up, a workshop, an online tool, whatever it might be. So check that out. And last but not least, join us in Facebook. We are in Facebook. You can communicate with us in between shows. Go to Boot2boom Entrepreneur's Journey. We have an active group in Facebook. We're always posting there. You get to ask questions as well, engage with us. So you definitely want to check that out as well. And of course, share this out, right? Sharing is caring. You have other entrepreneurship friends, other people interested or maybe thought about starting a business and not really sure. This is definitely the show for them. Or you have been in business for a while and you're always looking for ways to, enhance your business, make more money, get your PayPal popping, right? You definitely want to share this out. So go ahead and share this out on Facebook, post it up on Twitter, post it up in Periscope, wherever you're watching it, share it out with your peeps. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, let me go ahead and introduce my co-host, Jessica. So she is absolutely amazing. And I talk about her each and every week, but even today I had to engage in her services. Okay. So we do use each other's services. So that's important to know. We don't just talk about it, but we actually do real business here and networking amongst ourselves. So Jessica is an internationally, I'm about to read my own bio, y'all. I do this. This happens, right? She's an experienced online business consultant that has over a decade in assisting SME business owners within the digital media sector. Throughout her 25 years of practice, she has worked with well-known Wall Street and Fortune 500 companies, television celebrities, healthcare providers, leading public figures, and community leaders. Jessica, aka Jessica Advocates Wellness, believes that everyone has a purpose and that God put her here to help you and that you're here to help somebody too. And she is really all about helping you to show up and show out within the digital media sector. So if you want to start a podcast, if you want to start a show like Boot2boom, whatever it is within the digital media space, you definitely want to talk to Jessica. You can contact her at bit.ly/talk2jaw.
Thank you so much, Avalaura. And let me take a moment to introduce you all to the founder of Boot2boom, Avalaura. So Avalaura is an internationally celebrated intuitive consultant and life coach who takes her clients from whole to wholeness in their life, relationships, and business. She guides them through a powerful healing process that helps them discover who they are, who they wish to be, and how to get there. If now's the time for you to live a freedom-focused life, detox yourself of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and create an unrecognizable reality, then Avalaura is the guide you've been waiting for. So you can get a consultation today by emailing avalaura@avalaura.com. Just super simple, right? So definitely take advantage of that. All right. So did we talk about PNC yet? Did we let everyone know that they definitely need to join us at PNC?
Absolutely. Go for it. Because you know we're going to be talking about it
Right. I
again
know
and again
this
and
whole
again.
show, I'm sure we are going to be talking about PNC. And as you all know, we have really just been pushing PNC, and we tell you guys every single show how much you need to be there, because Avalaura and I are definitely going to be there. And of course, we're going to do something special for all of our Boot2boom family while we're there. But you definitely want to join us if you are in business, and if you are a Black individual in business, then this is definitely the networking conference. You need to be there. So you get to grab your tickets for $3.99 from us. That is a special price for our Boot2boom family, $3.99. So definitely email us to find out more information. Go to email the number boot, the number 2 boom. Let me say that again. Email us at boot, the number 2 boom @gmail.com. You don't want to put the number in before you put the boom. Definitely add the boom within the number, okay? All right. So if you have any questions or anything about that, if you just want to find out more about PNC and want to find out what's going to be involved, and there's actually an agenda up. So if you want to take a look at that, visit the site, and you'll see that the tickets are $800 and worth every single penny. But you definitely want to capture our little discount here and come hang out with us. Come have some fun with us and learn a lot. And educate yourself, right? Knowledge is power. So empower yourself at the Power Networking Conference. So if you need more information, you're in our Facebook group. And if you aren't in our Facebook group, make sure you get into our Facebook group. So now I think it's a great segue to introduce our guest. So Avalaura, please take it away.
Our guest, and of course, and the founder of the Power Networking Conference tonight. We're really grateful to have him. So our guest is Dr. George C. Fraser. And like I said, this is actually his third appearance on the Boot2boom show. And every time he comes, he brings it. Okay? So if you don't already have your pen and paper out, you want to go ahead and get that. You do want to take notes. Again, we are monitoring the chat. You do want to post your questions in the chat. Some of y'all have already started commenting in there. We do want to hear from you. That's the advantage of tuning in, right? Is that you get to hear and actually ask questions from amazing experts like George C. Fraser. So just a little bit about George. He is the chairman and CEO of FraserNet, Inc., a company he founded some 30 years ago to lead a global networking movement for people of African descent. He has spent 20 years in leadership positions with Procter & Gamble, United Way, and Ford Motor Company before starting his own business in 1987. So a wealth of experience. He's written over 6 best-selling books. An Upscale magazine named him the number one of the top 50 power brokers in Black America. And Black Enterprise magazine called him Black America's #1 networker and featured him on its cover. And additionally, our very own president, the one that we still wish was president, President Obama, recently awarded Dr. Fraser the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. Please join us in welcoming George C. Fraser.
Hey. How are you?
Awesome.
And what's the score for the Cavaliers and Celtics? I'm in Cleveland, but I'm watching you. I'm watching you instead of them. But
we feel special. Y'all see that? So y'all see that, right? He is here with us instead of watching the game. That lets you know how special you are. So y'all better come with your A game, ask your questions, be engaged. Yes, thank you for that. We appreciate you.
I'm totally touched.
Amen.
So, as we always like to start off the show, we always like to know a little bit about our entrepreneurs, and you have an amazing story, and maybe somebody's been under a rock and they haven't heard it before. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started as an entrepreneur.
Well, my father came to this country in the early 1900s from Guyana, married a beautiful fair-skinned sister, Ida Mae Baldwin, from Lumpkin, Georgia, and they built their home in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. And Dad, as a black man, couldn't get a good education and get a good job in America in the early 1900s, so he was relegated to driving a New York City cab for 40 years of his life. And my mom became mentally ill when I turned 3, and she was institutionalized for the rest of her life. There were 11 of us, 8 boys and 3 girls. So we were orphaned, and I spent a couple of years in an orphanage, my sister and I, and all of us actually. And no one would take 11 children, obviously. So we were broken up into 3s and put into foster homes. So Emma and I grew up on the main streets of New York in toxic foster homes until we aged out of foster care. I went to a vocational high school because no one thought I was college material. And I ultimately ended up with a vocational diploma in woodworking and couldn't get a job in woodworking because it was union in New York. They were not hiring black people. This is back in I was born in 1945, so back in the, I grew up in the 40s and 50s and 60s. And so my first meaningful job was a semi-quasi-government job, working for the Port Authority, mopping floors on the midnight shift at LaGuardia Airport. And so the point that I'm trying to make, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. 2 years ago, I was selected and inducted into the Minority Business Hall of Fame and Museum. I spent 20 years in leadership positions in the public and private sector without an earned degree, but fell in love with reading in the 4th grade. And I read 100 books a year. So reading saved my life. I'm fundamentally self-educated, and I still read 100 books a year. I've been reading 100 books a year for, probably 50 years. So all of that has had a huge impact on how I saw the world. And in 1987, after 20 years with Procter & Gamble, United Way, and the Ford Motor Company, I pivoted out of the public and private sector. I moved away from the plantation. I stopped sharecropping, but it was, an investment that I made of time, talent, and treasure that was well worth the time, talent, and treasure, because I was sitting at the feet of masters, learning and preparing for the business that I would ultimately open and now celebrate our 30th year. At the Power Networking Conference this year, we will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of FraserNet. And I took a risk. Fortunately, I married the right woman. I've been married to the same sister for about 45 years. And she stood by me, and of course she was a little perturbed and curious some 30 years ago when I said I'm going to take off the velvet handcuffs of corporate America, leave my 6-figure corporate job, and start my own business teaching African Americans how to network. And she said, "Huh? What? Can you make any money doing that?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, but I'll figure it out." So kudos to her. And if she ever divorces me, I would say that she deserves at least 50% of everything that I own, if not more. Great. So Nora Jean has been by my side, and so she kept her day job. She kept her corporate job. She was head of corporate contributions for our local gas utility. And, the rest is history. I don't think I would do it any other way. People ask me all the time, Dr. Fraser, is there something in your life that you would change? No, absolutely not. I would not change anything in my life, including being in an orphanage, including toxic foster care, including the hills and valleys of life that I had to go through. No, I wouldn't change anything, because if I changed one thing, you and I, Avalaura, would not be having this conversation. So my life was designed by God, and the challenges that I went through were designed and ordained by God in preparation for a greater thing, and proving to God that I could get through those things earned me, in a sense, the right to do higher and more serving and work. I mean, that's fundamentally what I believe. So let me say that differently, more succinctly. I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if you grew up on the streets. I don't know if you grew up with a single mom. I don't know if you grew up with just a dad, or you both parents, or you have one leg or one arm. I don't know what your situation is. Here's what I do know, based on 72 years of experience. This is the hand that God has dealt you, and you now must play that hand, and you must play those cards. And when you play those cards, and if you play them right, God will give you new cards, and your life will evolve, and your life will change. And know that God is constantly talking to us, telling us exactly what to do and how to play our hand. The problem is most people choose not to listen. That's the problem. Why? Because he is asking us to learn, to grow, to change, to evolve. And for most people, that's difficult. It's just easier sitting on a couch drinking a beer, watching television.
Or watching the game.
I would advise you to listen, to play the hand that you have been given, play them the best that you can, and the rest will come to you. There's just no question about that. Let me just say that and put a different spin on it. The spin would be, behind every successful person is a group of people. And behind every unsuccessful person, there is a group of people. You choose. You decide.
Wow. You just said a whole mouthful. And you know what I want to ask you, given all of your experience, you know, from foster care, you know, to where you are now, leaving your six-figure job, really going out on faith, because like you said, you're like, I don't know if I can make money at it, but I'll figure it out, right?
Right.
What is it that you really attribute to your success? Why were you able to make it when so many people don't?
I am writing a new speech. The title of the speech, If God is so good, why are black people doing so bad? If God is so good, why is black people doing so bad? Well, the answer to that question is actually in the title. We know that God is good. We know that. So it ain't God. So it must be something I'm doing or we're doing. And I think the overarching answer is in the answer actually that I articulated before you asked that wonderful question. And that is, most people will not listen. Most people will not do the work that is required. You see, to achieve a dream, you have to wake up. Let me repeat that. You can dream all you want, but unless you wake up and do the work, it doesn't matter. Your dreams don't matter. You're not going to actuate them. So the reason so many of us, not all of us, are not where we are supposed to be are complex, but actually simple. to be honest. We can make them complex, but I'm going to make them simple. A, most of us really don't know who we are. We don't have a clue of who we really are. We have not located ourselves in the positive history of the world. We have located ourselves in our negative history, which is the 400-year blip called slavery.
Okay. So I think we froze a tad bit, but
it was getting good too. I was like, wait, what is he going to say?
Well, here's the thing. I actually have a quote from George Fraser, and I'd like to read a bit of it for you all while we get him back on the line. And it basically states exactly what he said here. And it says that, okay, and it says in order for you, you're here? Can you hear me okay?
Noses, thick
okay.
lips. Until you see that, you won't really know who you are. Am I still there?
Now you're
froze
back.
For a bit.
Yeah, you froze for a while.
Technical difficulties?
Mm-hmm.
Right when it was getting good, it was like,
are we back?
Yes, you're back. We've been here.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so you asked a deep question. I was trying to give you an answer that made some sense, but A, we're not succeeding. Too many of us are not succeeding because we don't understand who we really are and our full human potential, and we do not exercise the work necessary to maximize that full human potential, to maximize our greatness. So I understood at a very young age, because I had the right kind of people around me, the right kind of guidance, the Anthony Browder types. But before Anthony Browder, there was Asa Hilliard, and there was Chancellor Williams, and there was Ivan Van Sertima, and there was Dr. John Henrik Clark. And remember, I grew up in the 50s and 60s. I grew up with Malcolm X in one ear and Dr. King in the other ear, and Smokey Robinson writing the lyrics for my music instead of Little Wayne. Have you ever compared the lyrics of Little Wayne to Smokey Robinson? There is no comparison. So I grew up in a time when James Brown wrote the iconic song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, when Gil Scott-Heron was saying the revolution would not be televised, when we were wearing dashikis and afro. So I had a sense of consciousness growing up on the streets of Brooklyn, New York, at a very early stage and age in my life. I am sad that so many of our young people today, millennials in particular, have no sense of consciousness. They may have a sense of blackness, no question about that. But in terms of how you apply your time, talent, and treasure in leveraging your cultural values, your mores, and working collaboratively. If you go to Africa, all you have to do is go to Africa and go into any village, and everybody is working together. Everybody has a job. Everybody is working in concert and in sync with each other. Everybody is doing something. Everybody is working 24/7. So I think we have lost some of that, and I think that has thwarted our growth. So let me say that differently. Let me say that and still be loved in a different way. We have everything we need to succeed except each other. Let me say that again. Black people have everything they need to succeed except each other. Jews have each other, East Indians have each other, Asians have each other, Arabs have each other. We don't have each other. So until we have each other, until we connect the dots, until we leverage more effectively our collective resources and intellectual capital, we will never, ever, ever reach the promised land. This is the final thing that God wants us to learn how to do, is not only to succeed individually, but to work collaboratively. And this is what I've spent 40 years of my life preaching and teaching and evangelizing about. I've written 6 best-selling books on this subject, writing the first book on networking that made any sense to African Americans 24 years ago with Success Runs in Our Race, The Complete Guide to Effective Networking in the African American Community. And it's a modern day classic. It's required reading at 57 historically black colleges. It is a book that started the networking conversation and ultimately started the networking movement in Black America. I say that with humility, but that's, you know, I think Muhammad Ali said, it ain't bragging if you did it, you know? It's not bragging, not bragging. So we have to work with and through each other. And so I think, and I understood that. Don't ask me how I understood it. I think I think when you prove to God that you're willing to listen and to take on the assignments, the good, bad, and the ugly, and to plow through those assignments with as much excellence and amazingness as humanly possible, you get a new assignment, right? And you may even get a download. Right. And I tell people all the time, I actually didn't write Success Runs in Our Race. It was a download. It was a favor God did for me, right? Because I was obedient and listening to him and following every step and every instruction that he gave me. And therefore, everything that I did in life, from stacking cans in a grocery store to mopping floors, I did with excellence. Excellence. You can go to LaGuardia Airport today. I'm not BSing. You can go to LaGuardia Airport today. I spent 3 years mopping floors on the midnight shift. There is a plaque with my name and face on it. I was the best floor mopper they ever had in the history of LaGuardia Airport. Why? Because I took ownership in that job. I said, these are my floors, and I'm going to take care of these floors like I would take care of my own floors, right? And I mopped those floors, and I kept them clean, and I was disturbed when people messed them up. I took ownership. But the point I'm making is that was an attitude from a very young age, and I applied that attitude to everything in life. Said another way, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Nice. So with that in mind, and you know, all this talk about listening to God's voice, and I think what I hear you saying is that you have to be uncomfortable in order for you to move forward, right? You have to move past that uncomfortability. With the Power Networking Conference, in what way did you believe that implementing this conference was going to change the world, or did you have any indication that it was going to change the world?
Yes. Absolutely. But remember now, the conference is 16 years old.
Exactly.
The company is 30 years old.
Gotcha.
So we took 14 years preparing to put on a conference that would focus on teaching our people the power and importance of relationships, connecting the dots, and how to effectively network. We took 14 years of preparation before we put on the first conference in 2002 in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, a lot of people don't know this unless you were at the conference, the first one. Our first conference had 8,000 people.
Wow.
Our first one.
Wow.
8,000 people.
Wow.
And we had 8,000 people for the next 4 years until that wore us out. And we said, wow, we don't want to try to manage the logistics and moving 8,000 Black people around. That took half of our time just to get them in their seats in a time.
I'm sure.
And I say that with love, right?
I'm
said,
sure.
no, we're going to shift the paradigm. We're going to change the way we do this. And instead of it being a big convention center hotel where we really couldn't give our people the kind of hands-on, tender, loving care that we really wanted to give them, and had small workshops that were really workshops. Back in the old days, we would have a workshop and there were 2,000 people in it. Now, Ayala Van Zandt was conducting the workshop, but that's not really a workshop. That's a speech. You can't have a hands-on workshop with 2,000 people, right? So we decided that we would move it from a convention center to a hotel and make it smaller. We would make it 1,300 to 1,400 people.
Okay.
Right? And we did that for, let's say, we did that for 11 years.
Wow.
And now we're getting ready to make another shift over time.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And we're going to reduce it to even smaller than that. We're going to make it a very exclusive, probably 600 to 700 person conference.
Wow.
So that why? Because the smaller the numbers, more time and attention and love and coaching we can give each person. That by the time you leave our conference, you're going to know all 700 of those people.
Wow.
Right? So it's really sort of the concept of customization, the concept of high touch. You know, there was a concept back in the day of high tech and high touch, that you can't have an all high tech experience without adding some high touch, some customization, some customer care, some human contact to whatever product or service you're presenting to your public.
I'm so glad you said that. And Avalaura, I'm going to let you ask the next one. But he said tech. And I was like, ah! So with that in mind, what were some of the ways that you all marketed back in the day before we had all this technology and digital space and all that good stuff? Because you said something that really stuck out to me about having the high tech, but then also having the high touch. In this day and age, we can get on Facebook, we have podcasts, we have, you know, all this automation and customization, all that good stuff, which is great. However, we also need that other, you know, because there's a way you can network online, right? But there's also that way that's more authentic, more personable when you network in person, even through live chat the way we are today. So my question, back to my question, how did you network back there? How did you market, back then before all of this digital stuff took place?
Well, what I did back then is no different, quite frankly and honestly.
Oh, really?
I see, than what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I believe, and you said it already, there's nothing that will replace human contact.
Yeah.
So to sell the conference, remember, we planned this a year in advance.
Yeah.
Right? So to sell the conference, I probably did what no other conference producer has ever done. I simply hit the road, Jack.
Wow.
And every place that would have me, every place that would allow me to speak, whether it was the basement of a fraternity or a sorority or a church, it didn't matter. Wherever 2 or more people gathered and they would allow me to talk, I would talk and talk about the conference. So
wait a minute, Dr. Fraser, what about what about the audience? What about your target audience? Don't you need to have a target audience for this?
It didn't matter. I figured whatever my message was, if this was the right message, if it was meant to reach you, it would reach you, and I would see you at the conference, right? Nice. Now, I'm still doing that to this day. If you follow me on Facebook, you know that every day I'm someplace different, right? Someplace different. So I just returned from 3 days in Atlanta and Winston-Salem and Charlotte, and then tomorrow I'm leaving for Denver and Los Angeles. But that's the way I sell the conference. Now, I don't know of anyone else producing a conference and going out and beating the bushes and talking to people and evangelizing about their vision for them at the conference. right? So that is really sort of very high touch and customized selling, and it works. You see the conference, you see how many people attend, you see I'm reaching my audience, right?
And not just how many people, but the quality of people.
It's the quality of people and the quality of their mind and their consciousness, no question about that. So there is an engagement with our audience at the conference. There is an alignment, let's put it that way. Our audience is aligned with our vision, our mission, our goals and objectives. They are aligned with that. And so that's very, very powerful. That's how we're able to, how do you sustain something for 16 years? How do you do that? You better be offering up something really good for it to be sustained over a 16-year period of time. If you're not, you will be blown out of the business because you have lots of competition. So we must be doing something right. We must be saying something right. We must be reaching the right people. And I think our message is even more relevant today than it's ever been. So I know that sounds contrary to my belief that our conference needs to be smaller rather than larger. But that's not what I'm saying, because I'm saying the message I think is more relevant than ever before in the history of our people. I think there's a tremendous amount of anger and frustration among Black people in this country, especially with the new political leadership that we have, this nut that we have as a president. And so I think we're very angry and very frustrated, and so there is a real resonance with what we're talking about at the Power Networking Conference. And so you would think, well, you know, the direction to go is larger, right? Well, I think it was Sam Walton said that all of the opportunity is in the opposite direction. So wherever everything is going, you go in the opposite direction. I don't think I want to be larger in terms of serving people. I want to be better. Not larger. Better is better than larger.
I love it. Well, I think a big piece of that is that you care. And I think that's what it is. I think that's the point of listening to God, is that you actually care enough to go out and to touch individuals and to speak to them as well. So I think that's what plays a huge part in your customization of the conference and allowing individuals to come there. And like you said, the message that's supposed to hit that individual, they'll be there to receive it, and then they'll spread the word for you. And I talk a lot about that with digital media. You know, you're only supposed to reach the people you're supposed to reach in that moment in time, and you have such a grand effect on them that you transfer your power and your energy into them, and then they become your advocate. They go out and they tell others about you, and they're your ambassadors. So I'm gonna be quiet now because Avalaura's looking at me. Okay.
No, you know, I love so much of what you said, and it's so interesting. And and I always feel so aligned with you, because we're always thinking in the same in the same way. I literally just had a lunch with a friend, and we were talking about the reasons we actually don't attend conferences, right? Because everybody is doing the same exact things, and they have the same exact people, and they're teaching the same exact message. And you know, if you've been in business for a while, you've been there, done that, got the t-shirts, you've seen it all, and so you get tired of it. And we were literally just talking about the need for intimacy and the need to really be able to touch people. And you don't need a whole lot of people to do that, but you just need a few willing. So I completely believe in what you're saying, in that do the opposite of what everybody else is going. If the herd is going that way, you want to go the other way. So I commend you for that. And that is, you know, we can certainly see why you have been able to do this so successfully for 16 years, because you are watching the trends. You're seeing what's out there. You're seeing what's going on. And you're saying, no, I want to do what actually works. And so when Jessica asked you that question about, well, wait a minute, what about your target market? What about your target audience? Because that's what everybody teaches, right? You want to get in front of your target people, but you said, no, I'm going to just hit the road, and whoever takes me, that's where I'm going to go. That's my target. And it's the opposite of what everybody else is teaching. So I hope what people are getting is that when you see the masses teaching one thing, you want to look at the opposite. What are they not saying? And that's what you want to do.
In addition to that, just really advocating for your message, Dr. Fraser, is that if you're listening to God and if you are totally reliant on faith, you know that you're going in the right direction anyway, and you know that your path is already destined for you. So if you're listening and you're in alignment with yourself, and like he said, knowing yourself, then you would know, hey, if God is telling me I need to go, it's funny, I just gotten a ticket to go to Atlanta, and I, came up with every excuse as to why I shouldn't go. My kids getting an award, I'm not going to be there, I'm not going to go. And then it was like, God has paved this way for you. You have tickets to go for free. Like, they're paying for everything. Why are you trying to stand in your own way? And that voice just spoke to me. And it's a voice that isn't in your head. It doesn't come through your ears, but it's in your heart. So when that voice speaks to you, you have to listen. So I was like, okay, God, I'm going to trust you. I was like, okay, I can FaceTime my daughter. We have technology. So I'm like, FaceTime me when she goes up to get her award. I FaceTimed her, and I got right back to business, and I start to continue to train. But it definitely is knowing that you have that faith and that you have that understanding. And when you push out of your comfortability and you're uncomfortable, that's, you're making progress and you're growing. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for taking us to church on a Tuesday night. Woo!
That was a profound summation.
Yeah.
Really, thank you for that, because here's what we ought to know as teachers. All of us are teachers. Avalaura, you're a teacher. You're teachers. You have a teaching team here. That the key to learning, especially for our people, is simplicity and repetition. That we have to say it 50 different ways on 50 different days. It's simplicity and repetition. Let me say that differently. For us, especially, complexity is the enemy of execution. The more complex you make it for our people, the less low tech, low touch you make it for our people, the less love you put into it, the less likely our people are to receive it and learn it and actualize it. So once you understand the algorithm for teaching Black people, because if we knew better, we would do better, right? If the fish stinks, look to the head, right? It's leadership, it's leadership, 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 leadership. It's always leadership. And so the art and science of doing our work is learning how to teach our people. We learn differently. This is one thing white folks don't understand. This is why white people generally can't teach our children. One, because they have low expectations, and there are a number of reasons, but so we have to teach our people, and we have to know how they learn. We are an oral, visual, tactile, kinesthetic, and auditory people. That's how we learn, right? You say it to us, let us see it, demonstrate it. We don't need to see it 20 times. Just show me once, right? Now that's it. That's a basketball, and you throw that ball up into that hoop up there. Oh, okay. Let me try that, right? And then we will change the game on your ass, right? We will reinvent crap on you, right? So
wait a minute, Dr. Fraser. Let me give you a beat. Go, go, hey man, you rapping?
Yeah, right. That's a mic drop up in there, baby. That's a mic drop. We will change the game on you, right? Show us one time when the rules are clear, right, and the playing field is level, and we're allowed to compete. Watch out, right? We will change the game. Now, don't you understand that they know that, right? They know that, so they're not going to sharpen our saw so that we can be more effective competitors for things that they want to dominate. Right? So let me say that differently. White folks ain't fixing Black people. White folks ain't even thinking about Black people. Do you know who white folks are thinking about? White folks. That's what white folks are thinking about.
As they
They're
should.
thinking about their children, their husbands, their wives, their businesses, their neighborhoods, and their schools. They ain't thinking about us. In fact, I had a good white friend who said to me not long ago, he said, Dr. Fraser, I know what black people's problem is. I said, oh, really, Bob? What's black people's problem? He said, you spend all your time thinking about us, and we don't spend any of our time thinking about you. So if you ain't thinking about you, and we damn sure ain't thinking about you, who's thinking about you? Well, I had to do a Holy Ghost dance because I had no response to that, right? So that's on us. We have to fix us. Wherever black people are going in the 21st century, it will be because black people will take them there. Now, what's so beautiful and magnificent about that, and what God knows and has put into us, is that we know how to teach our people, right? We know that from the days of slavery, and the first things we did was to build classrooms, and ultimately we built our own institutions of higher education where predominantly it was black teachers teaching us, and for some reason we learned, and we graduated from high schools, and we graduated from colleges. Now all of a sudden, when others are teaching us, 50% of our kids are dropping out of high school. There's something wrong. And I think we have put the responsibility of teaching our children into the hands of people that don't love us the way we should love and love each other. That's the fundamental issue. So love. Let's pivot on the word love. Everything we do is so that somebody will love us. That this is all about love, and you can't start it like a car, and you can't stop it with a gun. Let me repeat that. Everything you do is so that somebody will love you. The clothes you wear, the cars you drive, the successes that you achieve is so that somebody will love you, because we are born with an insatiable appetite to be loved. And so, Avalaura, you can tell me 10 times right now, George, I love you, and I would wallow in the wonderfulness of that at this moment, but tomorrow I would need to hear it 10 more times. So when you understand that this is all about love, and you apply that love to our people, to our children, and you teach out of love, and you act like you really care, you can't fail. Not only that, but you will be able to make money doing that. You will be able to monetize that in a loving and serving way.
Monetize love.
Absolutely. So if you want to know how to monetize love, serve it up in everything that you do, and you will get paid. Let me give you an example. Now, this is the truth. Do you realize that people will pay you extra money just to treat them with love and kindness? Ask any good waiter. Ask any good waiter.
I've experienced that. Yeah.
Right? If they treat you like gold, like they love you and they love what they're doing and they respect you and they are here to serve you, you're going to give them a bigger tip. We actually will pay people more just to love us. That's how hungry we are to be loved every minute of every day. Now, once you understand that secret and you apply that to all things that you do, you cannot fail. You will never be poor.
I just got
End
you.
of sentence.
Right. I wish I had some heart emojis to send you. I love you, Dr. Fraser. I love you, Avalaura. I love you, Leon.
I love it. I love it.
But I mean, no, but that's
let's do this tomorrow. I'm gonna need the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm thinking, you know, to one of my clients who, you know, paid me a significant amount of money, and she's in the similar field. She could have gone to anybody, anybody, and paid far less money. And she came to me, paid me more than double, and tells everybody about me. And I just thought about that when you said that. And it was because I really care. I really do love my clients. I treat them like family, and they respond to that. So when you said that, I'm like, that is so true. That's it.
That's our little secret. Don't you tell anybody. Right?
Except for all the people that are watching right now and chatting about it. I'm sure.
You start telling people that, right? They're going to start earning all the money that we would be earning.
That's okay. We got an affiliate deal going on here with
But you know what's so interesting about that, though?
We got a love franchise.
Exactly.
What's so interesting about that is that people will hear that and they still won't do it. They will think that, nope, that's not it. It's got to be something else. I need a bigger email list. I need to do more Facebook Lives. I need to tweet more. Like, they will make up something else in their mind. They will make it more complicated when it really is just that simple.
That's right. It is. It is. What are the great countries that everybody, Nordstrom's. What is Nordstrom's about? Customer service. What is customer service about? Caring and loving. It is one of the few department stores left in America that is thriving.
Sure.
That's the truth. Right? So love pays. Right?
Ooh, y'all, make sure
you gotta wait
you
for me to
come
drop
to
the beat, Dr.
PNC.
Fraser. You gotta wait till I drop the beat, man.
Look, he has made his own beat. Okay,
Right.
In fact, maybe we just came up with the next new book title, Love Pays.
Right. I'm like, that's hot.
Oh,
That right there is hot.
That's hot. That is
That's
hot.
seen on
Love
Boot2boom.
pays. Make your own beat and love with all your heart. Love
That's
it.
right.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. I love that. I mean, look, love. Now love is going to be the theme for the day is love. Okay.
But you say that to most people, it just comes across to them trite or corny, but it isn't. It's basic, and it's fundamental, and it's the yeast or the main ingredient in everything in life. And once you get that, and once you know how to apply it, it's just the secret to success.
It's so funny. That's in every psychology book. It's right there. If we have a child that doesn't have love, is missing love, what do they turn out to be?
That's right. Right.
It's right
they don't have love. They turn out to be a thug. Right. I mean, right. That's what happens. We are all searching for love. So if they're not getting love at home. Now, this is science now. We're not making anything up here. They're not getting love at home. They're out in the streets looking for love in all the wrong places. So they're looking for love from that gang leader, right? They're looking for love, just anybody that will express appreciation or love or bring them into them, right? And this is not rocket science. This is basic human nature, right? And so we can say this until we're black and blue in the face. But you're right, Laura. Most people will hear it and they will just smirk and think, well, that's too damn simple, right? It's got to be more to it than that. Wrong. It isn't. And I'm a living testimony, right? I've built a whole multi-million-dollar industry on connection and love. All right. And I'm a manifestation of it. I model the behavior that I expect from people around me. So you cannot be around me and be a hater. I will bless you and release you. I don't want even those kind of vibes around me. Right? So that's infectious. It really is. Because it's real and it's right. And you will absolutely, I mean, the old saying goes, you'll attract more people with honey than you will with bees, right? So it's so, I know it sounds trite. I know it sounds, well, it can't be that simple, but it really is.
So at what point in your life did that kind of appear to you? At what point in your life did you understand that? And then you say,
well, I got that from my father. My father was, remember I told you, my father was a cab driver, but for some reason, he was the most popular guy on Putnam Avenue in Brooklyn. He was the Walter Frederick Fraser. And what I observed in Dad, that's what we called him, Dad, and my father stayed connected to all of his kids, although we were in foster care. He stayed connected to us. He got us on Easter. He got us on Christmas and yada, yada, yada. And we'd be a family during those holidays. And what I observed in him at a very young age is why he was so popular with people, why our house was like the community center of the block. Everybody wanted to be there. And it was him. He was charismatic. He was the guy, and he was always laughing. He always had something positive to say. He was very nice. He treated everybody, everybody with love and kindness. He was a giver. He wrote, we would see him put in the mail little envelopes that he would put $2 and $3 in. He was all about love. And I obviously that resonated with me both consciously and subconsciously. And so that's the only thing I can really attribute it to. I don't know if that's in your DNA. I don't know if you're born that way. I think you learn it. I think you observe it. I think it's modeled for you. And out of that modeling resonates in your mind the love that you see that is given back to you, right? And so Dad would give out love, and I would see people always wanting to hug him and kiss him and love on him, and he felt better, they felt better, and I said, wow, that's like, I want some of that, because I want some love, right? Because now that's in you, right? You do want love. That's science. We know that even as a baby left unloved will be a damaged child. We do know that. So that's baked into us. So and certainly I saw my father getting it, and I said, yeah, I want some of that too. But of course, and you do too. We all do. Right? And if you went into angry people and haters, and I'm telling you, 99% of the time, it's the lack of love. Mm-hmm. They're not getting the love, the kind of love from the people around them that they need. It really is.
Yeah. Wow. So I see all of the qualities that you said about your father in you, and how you've continued on that whole community feel, but just in a larger community, right? More of a world community instead of just the neighborhood. So that's amazing. And that really gives me something to aspire to with my own children, and know that they're looking at me and that they'll carry on my legacy like you're carrying on for your father. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's a blessing.
And when you said that,
people around me.
That was one of the things that I wanted to say about, Power Networking Conference. And that was one of the things that I noticed going for the first time last year, is how really down to earth and how grounded and how personable everybody is. A lot of times when you're at conferences, especially when people kind of are celebrities, or they have that, celebrity status, or they, make a certain income, they put on airs, right? We know it.
Sure.
But one of the things that, I think everybody who notices, who goes to the Power Networking Conference, is that you don't know if the person next to you is a millionaire. You don't know if they're on TV all the time. You don't know, because everyone's the same. Everyone is laughing. Everyone is having a good time. Everyone is engaged with each other. It's not, oh, no, I can't talk to you because I'm so-and-so. Everyone's just kind of standing around talking to each other and having a good time. I called it like the family reunion of conferences. I mean, that's kind of how it is. You don't know these people, but like you said, by the end of the conference, you know everybody, or you feel like you do.
Right.
And
Right.
again, I think that's the testament of who you are and your leadership and what you're putting forth. And everybody is receiving that and carrying that on and then taking that into who they are and what they do.
Yeah. And as you know, we even announced at the beginning of the conference, we are a hugging conference. We don't shake hands at our conference. We hug because our people need love. Our people want to be hugged. Our people want to feel that energy and that vibration. So we sort of ban handshaking and we hug. And that, as you said so beautifully, that's infectious. It really is. And that gives it the conference a different energy and a different vibe. And in fact, I hear people tell me every year, you know, I went back home and I tried to describe this conference to my cousin, and then I defaulted to, you know, you just have to be there. And that's about right. It's very difficult to describe the feeling because people will forget what you said and people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So it's the feeling that we generate at the conference, aside from the knowledge, which is powerful, you know, awesome knowledge, the best and the brightest, like, you know, like you, Avalaura, best at what you do. And so that's a given, all right? But it's more than that. And that all of these shishi-poo-poo bourgeois Negroes hang around, right? They don't leave. Right? They're not behind the curtain in a green room somewhere where you can't touch them. They're out there with you, talking to you, engaging and answering questions, and they hang out. That's important. And that's not something that's normal in Black conferencing.
Absolutely. So, wow, I mean, you have said a lot. Everybody is buzzing in the chat. Wonderful. I'm enjoying this information. Love pays. They are just really, what else? Someone else said, I think it's easier for dominant culture to ignore minorities than for minorities to successfully navigate society and ignore dominant culture.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So a lot of comments, a lot of buzzing here in the chat. What is, you know, I guess, what do you want to leave people with? What do you want people to, you know, really, if they walk away with one thing from this experience of this show, what do you want to leave them with?
Well, thematically, and you're going to sense this to a very great extent this year at the conference, Avalaura. Thematically, I want to leave them with a new charge, and that charge, and a new vision, and a new dream, and that is economics is the new Black power. Economics is the new Black power. That we must aggressively attack the problem of financial illiteracy in our culture and community. And so we're going to spend a lot of time on that and talking about and presenting to folks strategies and tactics and opportunities to aggressively attack financial illiteracy in our culture, to close the income and wealth gap, and most importantly, to create intergenerational wealth and to pass that wealth on to our children's children. Proverbs 13:22, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So we're going to pivot and really focus on that economics is the new Black power. But we're not just going to pontificate ad nauseum about it as an issue, right? We're going to lay out and present to people tools, vessels, and instruments from which we can successfully and personally attack this problem in each of our lives. And so we've been working all year on producing those tools and testing those tools and getting ready to launch a major initiative that we will launch at the Power Networking Conference, which are technically financial support centers. We need financial literacy support centers. We need a place that Black people can go in their neighborhood to discuss all things money. We don't have that. Alcoholics Anonymous has support centers when you're trying to beat addiction. Weight Watchers has support centers when you're trying to beat obesity, right? We don't have support centers when we are trying to beat the addiction and disease of financial illiteracy and poor habits that we have. We are a consumption people, not a producing people. We've got to move from the consumption class, right, to the merchant class. Our Jewish and Asian and East Indian brothers and sisters are the merchant class, and we're the consumption class. So we've got to reverse that, and we've got to do better at that. And so we've got to we're going to recruit an army. This is what you're going to hear at the conference. We're going to recruit an army of African Americans who are committed to financial literacy and creating wealth for our children's children. And we're going to give them 5 choices that they can be a part of this national army of brothers and sisters who are committed to financial literacy, closing the gap, and using the tools necessary to generate intergenerational wealth. So that's what we want people to ingest and thematically and in an action kind of way act on when they go back home from the conference.
So what I'm hearing is that this is not a conference where you're just going to sit and get a bunch of information, take notes, and leave. This is an acting conference. This is action. You are going to be left with a charge, and you are to then go out back home into your communities and implement this charge.
That's right. There will be specific goals that are measurable goals. We're going to ask you to accept the responsibility for working and attaining incrementally on these specific goals, right? So for example, we believe when you come to the conference that we should be able to help you double your streams of income. There should not be a Negro in America with a single stream of income. We all need multiple streams of income. So if you come to the conference with 2 streams of income, we're going to teach you how to earn 4 streams of income. If you come with 4, we will teach you how to earn 8. If you are not as financially literate as you need to be, we have designed a program, very low cost. Money will not be the barrier to entry. Very low cost, fee-based financial literacy program that you can take with us live, online, not online, but through teleconferencing. And by the way, we've been doing this for 10 years anyway. It's called the Moses Movement, making ourselves economically successful. But most importantly, you're going to have tools, instrument, vessels, and goals. Period. We know what the classic problem is with most Black conferences. You go, you get geeked, you get excited for a minute, right? For 3 or 4 days, and then you go back home and nothing changes. And as you know, Avalaura, we are very heavy on coaching and mentoring because we know that all of us needs coaching. What is one of the main problems with achieving specific goals and objectives? Accountability. Most of us have no one that we are accountable to, right? So we are going to make sure that you are accountable to somebody, right, who you meet, know, and love in the attainment of the goals that we assign you, right? you're going to be accountable. You're going to be assigned to somebody. There's going to be somebody that's going to take an interest in what you're doing, as you will take an interest in what they're doing, and you will cheer each other on, and you will inspire each other. Now, you will not have to motivate each other, because your motivation will come from the reasons that you get up every morning. I don't believe you can motivate people. I believe you can inspire them, but not motivate them. I can put you in the spirit. I can show you the light so that you can move out of darkness. But to motivate you, that's purpose, and that's what gets you up in the morning. So I'm working on inspiring you each and every moment that I get a chance, not to motivate you, but to inspire you. And that's what the conference is. It's inspiration and information. And as you know, the net goal of the entire conference for everybody, we say this 100 times at the conference, is that we must learn, earn, and return. We must learn, earn, and return. That we have plenty of us learning, plenty of us earning, but not enough of us returning. Right? So that's the overarching goal. Thematically, economics is the new black power. And strategically and tactically, you will have a cafeteria menu of unlimited things that you can get invested and involved in to take your business, to take your life, to take your career, to take your family, and to take our community to the next level.
Awesome. Woo! So how can our viewers, if they want to learn more about you, they want to contact you, they want to get some of your books, how can they connect with you?
It's real simple. I am accessible, easily accessed. Just email me, gfraser, F-R-A-S-E-R, at FraserNet.com, gfraser at FraserNet.com. Go to our website, become a member of FraserNet, and that's www.FraserNet.com. If you want to know more about the conference, the entire schedule, everything, every day, every session, as you know, Avalaura, we start at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Meditation.
And we don't end to 11 o'clock at night.
Sometimes
we're
later.
We're the only conference in Black America, Shirley, that we don't take any breaks. And we announce this at the beginning of the conference. We do not break. We're only going to be together for 4 days. Black people miss each other. We ain't got enough time. So we ain't breaking. If you want to miss something, miss it. Go to the bathroom if you need to go to the bathroom. Do whatever you want to do. You're going to miss it. But we ain't stopping. Right? So it's continuous, right? It's continuous. Every minute of every day, there is some knowledge being dropped by some beast of excellence. And if so, you can break if you want, and so forth. So go to the FraserNet. Go to the www.powernetworkingconference.com. www.powernetworkingconference.com, and everything you want to know about the conference is right there. The entire agenda, everything, right there. Yeah. And I'd like to make everybody on the call a special offer. A special offer. It's a $1,600 offer. I'm going to give you a special offer because I love me some Boot2boom, right? I loves me.
He put an S on it, not love. He loves. He put an S on it.
Me all right.
He his rapper skin. Wait a minute, you gotta wait for me to drop the beat.
See, that's that Brooklyn. I can get ghetto on you in a minute now. I'm bi-dialectal. You know what I mean? I can talk white if I need to, right? And I can go Ebonics on your ass in a minute.
I heard that.
I get gangster because I'm from Brooklyn. You know, when you're from Brooklyn, you're either a thug or a gangster, right? I'm a thug and a gangster.
Oh,
right? So
double threat.
That's right. So here's the deal. This is a $1,600 package. It's a full registration for you, an adult, a full registration for a young person, 17 to 25. The whole After Dark program, that's a whole nother learning program. After Dark, we have workshops and conferences, not conferences, we have workshops and plenary sessions, and starting at 9 o'clock at night that don't end until 11. So that's called our After Dark program. We're going to give you a pass to our After Dark program. There's usually a charge for that. We're going to give you a free pass to our Jumpstart Day, which is on Wednesday. The conference officially starts on Thursday, the 6th, but we have a Jumpstart Day, and we have a whole bunch of activities and lessons and After Dark workshops and all kinds of stuff, power talks, even on the Jumpstart Day. So we're going to give you all of that. That would be a $1,600 package. We're going to take $1,200 off. We're going to give it to you for $399. $399. It's almost like two people for $399. You and a young person. So that's the offer. If you'd like to take advantage of that offer, it's real simple. Email me, Fraser, Fraser, S as in Sam, at FraserNet.com. Say, I'm in. Make sure your name's on there and your cell phone number, and I will handle it personally. Now, don't go to the website and try to get this offer. It does not exist. And if you don't take advantage of it in the next 24 hours, don't call me, because you won't exist. In fact, I won't even admit that I was on this program, right? I will say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're calling me. I don't know where you got that crazy offer from, but it's illegitimate. That's what I'll say. So take advantage
of that, guys.
Wow.
Definitely, because I heard a quote that you said. You said that some people plan for their 3 generations, and some people plan for tomorrow. Am I saying it correctly?
Right. That's right.
So you need to plan for 3 generations.
I said this, yeah. No, I said I said it a little bit differently, but you got close. White people plan for 3 generations, and black people plan for Saturday night. Right, so we got to move from planning for Saturday night. And this conference will be a great way to get started down that path.
And again, if you are at least, God, if you are like in 4 hours driving distance of the DC area, like you have absolutely no excuse.
Right.
You can just drive. You have no excuse. There's so many of you who are right here. You have absolutely no excuse not to attend. It's phenomenal. Well, he says workshops go to 11 o'clock. They kind of go to midnight. Like
That's true. It literally we got to kick people out. We got to kick them out. Right? We got to say, I'm sorry. I mean, the maintenance man has to come in here and clean up because we're going to open up in 2 hours. Right? So listen, it's almost 11 o'clock. I got to leave early in the morning for, where am I going? Denver. So,
we appreciate you. We love you.
You wore me out.
Yeah.
I love it.
I look forward to meeting you, sir. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Great. Thank you so much, Shirley. Appreciate you. And Avalaura, you be good. And we'll
be in touch.
We will see each other sooner rather than later.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Very soon. 6 weeks. Right. Yeah. Wow.
Have a good one.
Right. Have a great night.
Everybody. Good night, everybody.
You. Safe travels. Right. Love you.
Right. Love you.
10 times, right? Love times 10.
Yeah, right.
That's what I said. Right. Love you times 10.
That's right.
You just remember who beatboxed for you. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And Dr. Fraser, go ahead and log off whenever you're ready. All right. That was amazing. Oh, Avalaura, what did you take away from that? Oh, my gosh.
What didn't I take away? Wow. It was, we talk about it all the time, but I think that in this age of everybody being a business coach and everybody telling you how you can have a 6-figure business and, everybody like knows things and who don't know things, or, they achieve some level of success and now they're going to tell you how to achieve that level of success, but that's all that they know. I think that we forget, just like he said, that simplicity matters. Just keep it simple. We don't need all of that stuff. You don't need 10,000 people on your email list. You don't need to take another course that's, going to teach you how, to market or how to sell better. It's, coming from the heart, loving who you are, loving what you do, loving on your clients, your customers, and that is going to get you paid. I'm definitely a testament to that. I mean, I see it all the time. I'm like, y'all don't have to pay me this. You can go to somebody else. They're a lot cheaper people, but you want to come to me. And that's because I love what I love what I do. And I love my clients. And that shows. So yes, there's always new skills and things like that you can brush up on. Yes, you want to attend the conference because not just for what you're going to learn, but who you're going to meet, like who you're going to be in the room with. That access is so important. That networking, having exposure to people that you normally would not come into contact with. I mean, you all saw George Fraser here. He's even better live in person, I'm going to tell you. He's even better live and in person. That was just a smidget. I think I just made up a word. A smidget of what you're going to get. So what really, one of the things I got out of it was just keep things simple. Don't feel like you always need more. Look at what you already have and how you can maximize that.
And I got love. What did he say?
Love pays.
Thank you. Love pays. That's what it was.
Love pays.
Love pays. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Oh, so Carla says that's true. She attended the ones in Cleveland, Dallas, and DC. The cleaning crew was lurking around. No, it's real true. Listen, I teach 7 a.m. meditation, and I'm up at 12 at night. I got no sleep. That first night, I didn't go to bed till like 2, 3 in the morning, and I had to get up to teach 7 o'clock meditation. No sleep. So she's absolutely right. So you all definitely, I don't go to conferences. I don't. Anybody who knows me, I really don't like conferences. But this is one that I make a point to be at. So we definitely want you there with us. We're definitely going to be doing something special for our Boot2boom family. So we absolutely want you there. Take advantage of the offer. Take advantage of the offer. Take advantage of the offer. I can't say that enough. He said $60. It is probably, but on the website you go, it's $800. You're not going to see nothing for no $399. You're going to be like, wait, where's the $399? It's not there. It's not there. It's only special. It's a Boot2boom family price. Take advantage. You won't regret it. You
plan for 3 generations, not for Saturday.
You still got 6 weeks.
All right.
Hop to it. This has been awesome. I've loved reading the comments.
Subscribe. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe because we definitely are going to be showcasing. If I'm there, it will be digital. I'll be showing you guys as much as I can for as long as I can. I don't know if I can last till midnight. Avalaura might be up by herself. I think I got a good 10:30 on me, and I'm just
No, what's going to happen is, it's like you're like a kid, it's like Christmas, and you feel like you're going to miss something. So even if you're tired, you can't go to sleep because you're like, no, I can't miss it. You'll be up.
I got kids. I'm sure I can miss it. I'll be like, I'll be fine. I'll see you in the morning. Record. If anything happens, record it for me, and I'll look at it later. All right. So you guys, thank you guys so much for joining us on Boot2boom. We are here every Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure if you want to purchase the tickets, definitely hit George up for that $3.99 offer. But if you just want the regular good old Boot2boom offer, we have that as well. Definitely check it out. All right. Every Tuesday night, we are here. Get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and relationships to explode. Have a great night, you all.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.